Hey, this is Yulong. For those who don't know, I originally created this channel to document my recovery from achilles tendon rupture. That's on my right leg, and that was a year and a half ago. The rehab was okay. There's still room for improvements, but I'm just keep doing it until 3 weeks ago. I broke the ankle of my left leg, the other leg. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what happened, and then document the recovery, for the broken ankle. It's been 2 weeks since the surgery. First of all, thank you very much for everyone who commented on my previous videos, all the wishes, all the cheer me ups. Yeah, but I really appreciate all the comments. These are really giving me more strength so that I can, sort of battle against the recovery again. So back to my story. The incident happened on August 17th. That was a Saturday, 9 o'clock at night. I fell off a skateboard. I wasn't an expert. I was just trying to learn something new, and it was in my backyard. It was not even that fast, but somehow I lost my balance. I fell off the skateboard. My whole body fell onto my ankle, and my ankle snapped. So I sprained my ankle a couple times before, but as soon as that happened, I know it was something different. And my foot was twisted when I saw it, and it was a little bit wobbly. So I knew it was terrible, and I went to the emergency room around 10 o'clock that night. So if you had incidents like this in US, you will probably go to the urgent care or ER, the emergency room. And because urgent cares usually opens that day, so I have to go to ER because that was already at night. They took x-ray and they showed me 2 fractures. And the ER doctor came and said, not only you fractured your bones, but also your ankle was dislocated. That's why it looks twisted. So they need to perform a procedure called reduction on me immediately. And they give me 2 options. First is they give me the full anesthesia, and then I'll fall asleep. They will do a reduction, and then I will, be there for maybe 1-2 hours until I wake up and stable, and then they will discharge me. So by the way, so reduction is basically just put the ankle back to its original place. And the doctor says this whole thing is gonna take maybe 4-6 hours. At that time, it was already around 12 o'clock at midnight, and really don't want to spend another night or another 6 hours in the ER. So I went with the second option. So they're gonna skip the anesthesia. They're just gonna give me some pain meds, and they're gonna do a reduction. Now the trick is, it's gonna hurt with the second option because reduction, manipulate the joint. It's gonna be painful. But again, I really don't want to just lying there and so I say, yeah, let's do it. So they came and then they give me fentanyl. I think that's another kind of opiate-based painkillers, acting super fast. And then they do the reduction. Reduction itself is like a couple minutes, but that won't hurt. Like that won't definitely hurt. That's like the worst pain I felt throughout the incident. I was actually surprised. The fractures themselves are not that bad. So when I saw the X-ray, I was like, this didn't feel like a fracture, but the reduction was really painful. They basically have to pull my foot out and then somehow align it with the leg and then push it back. Yeah, that was just worst of the couple minutes. But then I was able to be discharged around 1 or 2 o'clock at midnight, and was back home and get sleep. The ER doctor told me that I have to follow up with the specialist to actually discuss whether I need surgery or not for the fractures. So I wait for another day because it was Sunday next day. On Monday, I talk with. So in my case, I can talk with either a podiatrist who is specialized in foot injury, or an orthopedics who is specialized in bone fractures. Either works. I talked to both actually. And I was able to see a doctor the same day, the Monday afternoon. and they saw the X-ray from ER, and they say, yeah, you need surgery. Now, what I had is called bimalleolar ankle fracture, and it just means I broke the fibula and medial malleolus, basically 2 bones, one on each side of my ankle. And the reason I need surgery is because the broken pieces are not aligned with the original bone. And if I just let them heal, they're gonna heal in a weird direction. And those will create a lot of issues for my ankle, and basically it's not gonna function properly. So I actually have to do surgery. Now the procedure they're gonna perform on me is called open reduction internal fixation. What it means is basically open means they're gonna cut me open. Reduction means they're gonna realign the bones, the broken pieces, into the proper direction, the proper position. And internal fixation means they're gonna put screws and plates in my body to fix the position of the bones so that they can grow back together into one big good piece. So that was that. It sounds like the injury is pretty common, so is the procedure, and the doctor feels pretty comfortable to do that pretty soon. So they were able to schedule me on Thursday. So the incident happened on Saturday. I saw the doctor on Monday, and the surgery was on Thursday. Then it was surgery. So the surgery was scheduled on 1 o'clock afternoon. So I have to fast actually the entire morning. It was definitely not pleasant because you're not supposed to eat after midnight prior to the surgery, right? But I was able to take a shower before the surgery because I know I won't be able to do that for quite a while. And then the surgery itself to me was the same as Achilles tendon rupture. You fell asleep and you woke up with another splint. And when I woke up, I did feel pain in the ankle, and I was also dizziness. So at that time, when nurse asked me if I want to take some painkillers, I say yes. I didn't take any painkillers last time for the Achilles tendon rupture, but that time, I guess I wasn't just clear. I just wasn't clear, so I took the painkillers. What they offer me is called oxycodone. It's an opiate-based painkillers. That's a typical drug they're gonna prescribe you after the surgery. So the pain relief came pretty quick. My pain went away after 10 minutes, but the side effects also come very quick. I started feeling dry mouth, no matter how much water I drink, nausea. I feel dizziness, although part of that is also from the surgery, but also feel itchy in different parts of my body. So all the side effects makes me feel really terrible on my way back home. Because when I woke up, I stayed there for like 10-20 minutes. Once I'm stable, they send me home. That night, I tried to eat something once I arrived home because I haven't eaten anything that day. And then I just try to sleep. The first night, the pain was not that bad. I think partly because of the oxycodone, maybe. But I think the oxycodone should probably wear off after a couple hours. But the other thing is, the doctor told me they're going to give me a local numbing drug around the ankle area, which is supposed to last anywhere between 12 hours to 72 hours. So the first night was not that bad, the pain. I actually don't feel much pain at all. But sleep is still tricky because the surgery opens 2 wounds, one on each side of my ankle. So I try to keep the legs straight up. I don't want to put the foot on either side. However, I'm a side sleep person. I'm not a back sleep person. Either side works, but I have to sleep on my side. And to keep the legs straight, I have to sleep on my back, and I have to elevate my leg as well. So that position just really disrupted my sleep pattern, and I really couldn't sleep. I sleep maybe 4 hours, 5 hours for the first couple nights actually, until the pain went away and I feel okay. I think I probably really finally go back to sleep on my side towards end of the first week and beginning of the second week, that was a time when I try to put the foot on the side. I don't feel any pain or pressure. Before that, it's not comfortable putting the foot on the side. So this did not happen in Achilles tendon repair, because at that time all the wounds are on the back of my foot, right? I cannot put I actually have to put my leg on my side, which worked out for me. So that was definitely tough. The sleep was not good this time for the entire first week. Now it's better. I'm looking at my notes. So the first couple days, not only the sleep was bad, also have the pain. The pain came back the next afternoon, 24 hours after the surgery. The pain was pretty bad. That was worse than the Achilles tendon repair, if I remember correctly. I was very, very close to take another dose of oxycodone. I try to stay away just because the side effects are too much for me. It was worse at night. It was tolerable at daytime, but it was much worse than night. So the first couple nights are definitely terrible. It was hard for me to just sleep, for long period of time without just waking up. I think on fourth day after surgery, the pain finally went away. That helped my sleep a little bit, although I'm still sleeping on my back, so that's still challenging. So the first couple of days, I also was very low energy. I had a low grade fever, so I'm really just like not clear minded. I was trying to just trying to get the time pass by. I read fictions, I watch videos, scroll, Twitter, TikTok. I just couldn't do anything really productive. I think towards later of the first week, I got a lot of my energy back. The pain went away. I feel a lot better. And that was the time that I start, actually doing stuff. Like I exercised a little bit, and I also trying to, book physical therapy for myself, or things like that, and get down to first floor, because I was in the second floor of the bedroom. The last day of the first week, the seventh day, I was able to wash my hair. So that was the first week. That was tough. I feel that was definitely worse than the Achilles tendon repair recovery that I have. So the second week is even better. I start doing more exercises, no intensity, lying on the bed, exercise, just keep myself moving. I also have the pull-up bar that I use during my first time recovery in my bedroom. Every time I get off the bed, I will try to do some pull-ups. That was all the time. So towards the end of the first week, I get off the bed time to time. I stopped using the pee bottle, and then do more stuff there, because staying on the bed it's kind of challenging as well. My back and glute start hurting. I just had to move time to time. Of course, I cannot stand up for too long. Like I think around beginning of the second week, I can stand up for maybe 1-2 minutes. That was like longest. And then my whole leg is just like gonna explode, so I have to lying down again. Towards end of the second week, that was the time the swelling gets a lot better, and then I was able to just stand up and do more stuff at a time. And I also was able to sleep on the side finally. That helps a lot. And then on day 12 is the time I follow up with my doctor. And the same day, I took a shower in the morning and I saw the doctor in the afternoon. So I intentionally wait until that day to take shower, because I know it is possible to get the splint wet during a shower, which I don't want to do, in the middle of the recovery. So I wait until the day I saw the doctor, because I know if I accidentally get it wet, I can still have it removed, when I saw the doctor. And guess what? I got my splint wet. It was interesting. I had my cast protector. It worked before. I don't know why it didn't work that time. When I realized that it's already wet, I think a third of my splint is wet. I don't think the water reached my incision area, so that was good. But I think that was definitely a little bit concerning. So because I will see the doctor the afternoon, so I just need to wait for a couple of hours. So I think that, nothing bad happens. But yeah, so if you incidentally get your splint wet, definitely replace it as soon as possible, because not only, the water could like damage your wounds, but also the wet splint would not be as immobilized as the dry splint for your ankle or your foot. And that would be even a bigger issue, because that means your foot is loose. So you want to replace it as soon as possible. So yeah, on the day 12, I saw the doctor. The doctor says my incision looks good. They took off the suture, they took off the splint, they put me back on a cast. This is what it looks like right now. Yeah, so the doctor's protocol is I will be in the splint about 10 days after the surgery, and I'll be in the cast for another 3 weeks. And the whole time, almost 5 weeks, I will be non-weight bearing. I cannot put any weight on the foot. And then I'll be transitioning into a walking boot. And that's the time I can also start putting weight on my broken ankle, fixed ankle. Obviously, I don't want to stay in the cast for that long. So I asked my doctor, like, why do I have to stay in the cast for another 3 weeks before I can transition into a boot? And is it because I cannot move my ankle? Is it because I cannot put any weight? So doctor says it's mostly because of the weight. He says actually after 2 weeks, I can start moving my ankle. Like I can do the range of motion exercises, but because I am in cast, obviously I cannot do that. But the reason to have this cast is because apparently wearing a boot increases the risk of people accidentally step on the foot, meaning putting weight on it when it's not supposed to. For one, people would just take the boot off. Sometimes they get frustrated with the boot and then they try to walk in the barefoot, or they try to walk with the boot. So somehow psychologically, when people wear the boot, they feel safer to walk compared with the cast, because the cast, you cannot walk on it. So that's the whole reason. And then I told my doctor, like, look, I'm a pretty, I will be super self-controlled, and I know what I'm doing. I don't want to destroy my progress. In fact, I do want to get rid of the cast earlier so that I can start some range of motion exercise for my ankle. Right? I don't want to stay 5 weeks just not moving at all of my ankle. I feel like my ankle is gonna forget about how to move at all. So they were like, okay, fine. So I'm gonna stay in the cast for another week, and then I will be transitioning to a boot. While I'm in the boot, I will still be non-weight bearing, but that allows me to take the boot off maybe 2-3 times a day to do some rehab exercise for my ankle to gain the range of motion mostly, while still not putting any weight. And I'll still follow up with the doctor again 3 weeks after the 10 days, right? And then trying to decide whether I can start putting the weight at that time. So that was what I have right now. So that was my story. I filmed them earlier this morning. This is definitely tough. This is no joke. I've never imagined that I would go back to the starting point again. But everything that's happened already happened, and that was in the past. Now I still think about those stuff time to time, and that was basically me living the past. That's what I keep telling myself, that that was me living the past. And the less I live in the past, the more I live in the present. That means the faster I can recover. I mean, this is at least what I keep telling myself. It's not working every time, but I feel like it helps me gather myself and trying to just face the recovery and don't think about whatever happened in the past. So yeah, if you unfortunately suffer the same situation, I know there's also others who have 2 ruptures in Achilles tendon, or have re-rupture of the one that just recovered, which is very, very horrible. So just, just think about like, what's happened, it's happened. Now we are sort of at the lowest point. Everything you do starting right now is going to make yourself better, and it's going to recover. It's going to help you recover, and you're going to be improving every day. So I think that's really important, and just keep the eye on the present, not in the past. One thing is appreciate whoever is helping you. My unsung hero is my wife. She's taking care of me throughout the 2 times, both. So yeah, this is a injury that immobilize you, right? So you basically cannot walk and cannot move, especially after surgery. So this is going to be someone that take care of you. You need to find someone. If you could have someone by your side taking care of you, I think that's the most important part, and be grateful to them. And then for the first 2 weeks, keep good food and good entertainment. Obviously, you need good food for your recovery. Try to stay away from junk food, fast food, or highly processed food if you can. Of course, you can still have them time to time, but just, not just owning, fast food. Try to have some high protein, low sugar, low fat natural food, because your body needs that, right? You can eat a little bit more than usual, because that helps you recover. You just had surgery, right? You just lost blood. So yeah, you can use some good food, supplements, vitamins, calciums, if that's your thing, and good entertainment, because you're gonna be on a bed for most of the time. Occupy your mind. There's a lot of people saying, during recovery, try to stay sharp, try to be clear. I say you can cut yourself some slack on this one, at least for the first couple of days, because that's a really tough time, and you just want to get through that. You don't want to set yourself a high bar like, I'm going to do something productive for the first couple of days, or something meaningful. Anything that could occupy your mind on, watching a movie, watching TVs, scroll whatever apps on your phone, if anything that can just keep your mind off the pain, the drowsiness, all the kind of stuff. I think that would just work. So have some good entertainment with you. So that's the 2 things you will need to get through the first 2 weeks. After the first week, you feel most of your energy is back, and after 2 weeks, you'll feel a lot more capable. I wouldn't say you go back to normal, because it's not normal yet, but you feel a lot more capable. You can move around, you can do stuff. And in terms of getting around, I just use the crutches. I know a lot of people like iWalk or knee scooter. Those are good too. I have those. I also have an iWalk, so I'll use that as well. We're here now anyway. It's not like we can change that. So the only way we can do is just move forward. So I'll keep you going. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know how the recovery process went, and hopefully I'll get back to the rehab of the Achilles tendon as soon as possible. Obviously, right now I have to pause that, because I cannot do any high intensity exercises, but I still do single leg calf raises every day for my right leg. There's also a theory saying that if you injured one of your leg or one of your arms, exercise the other leg or the other arm can actually help the injured part recover faster. I'm not sure if that's true, but I'll keep at least doing single leg calf raises for the right leg, just basic stuff. And hopefully we can do more and more rehab exercise soon. I cannot wait. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.